The disappearance of Brian Shaffer is one of the most baffling missing person cases in modern history. A young medical student with a promising future, Brian vanished into thin air on the night of March 31, 2006, leaving behind a trail of questions and theories, but no definitive answers. Welcome to the Vault of Horrors. Brian Shaffer was a 27-year-old second-year medical student at the Ohio State University in Columbus, Ohio. He was described by friends and family as intelligent, charismatic, and adventurous, with dreams of traveling the world and possibly pursuing a career outside of medicine. Brian had recently suffered a significant personal loss. His mother, Renee Shaffer, had passed away from cancer in early March 2006. Despite his grief, Brian seemed to be handling the loss well and remained focused on his studies. Brian was also in a relationship with Alexis Wagoner, a fellow medical student. The two were planning a romantic getaway to Miami during spring break, which was just days away when Brian disappeared. On the evening of March 31, 2006, Brian decided to take a break from studying and go out to celebrate the start of spring break. He made plans with his friend and former roommate, Clint Florence, to go bar hopping in the Arena District of Columbus. The two started the evening with dinner and drinks at the Ugly Tuna Saloona, a popular bar near Ohio State's campus. At approximately 9 p.m., Brian called Alexis to say goodnight. She later described the call as completely normal. Brian expressed his excitement about their upcoming trip to Miami. As the night progressed, Brian and Clint met up with another friend, Meredith Reed, who offered to drive them back to the Ugly Tuna Saloona to cap off the night. Surveillance footage from the Ugly Tuna Saloona captured Brian entering the bar with Clint and Meredith at 1:15 a.m. on April 1st. Inside, Brian was seen chatting and mingling with various patrons, appearing to be in good spirits. At some point, he separated from Clint and Meredith, who assumed he was either in the restroom or talking to someone else. At 1:55 a.m., security cameras recorded Brian standing just outside the bar's main entrance, talking to two young women. He then re-entered the bar, and this is the last confirmed sighting of him. When the bar closed at 2 a.m., the staff began ushering patrons out. Clint and Meredith waited outside for Brian, but he never appeared. After searching for him in and around the bar without success, they assumed he had left on his own and went home. When Brian failed to show up for his flight to Miami with Alexis later that weekend, his family and friends knew something was wrong. They reported him missing, and the Columbus Police Department launched an extensive investigation. The Ugly Tuna Saloona was located in a heavily monitored area with multiple surveillance cameras. Police reviewed hours of footage and confirmed that Brian had entered the bar but never saw him leave. Every exit, including service doors and emergency exits, was covered by cameras. This led to the chilling conclusion that Brian had either found a way to bypass the cameras or met with foul play inside the bar. Police conducted multiple searches of the Ugly Tuna Saloona and the surrounding area, including alleyways, dumpsters, and nearby construction sites. They even used cadaver dogs, but no trace of Brian was found. Investigators interviewed Clint Florence and Meredith Reed, the last people known to have seen Brian. Meredith cooperated fully and passed a polygraph test. Clint, however, refused to take a polygraph and hired a lawyer, raising suspicions. Despite this, there was no evidence linking Clint to Brian's disappearance. The lack of physical evidence and eyewitness accounts has led to numerous theories about what might have happened to Brian. Some theorize that Brian may have fallen or been injured in a restricted or unfinished area near the bar. At the time, the building housing the Ugly Tuna Saloona was undergoing construction, and some speculate he could have fallen into a hidden space or been accidentally sealed inside. However, exhaustive searches of the area turned up no evidence. Another theory suggests Brian staged his own disappearance. Friends and family dismissed this idea, citing his close relationship with his father and Alexis, as well as his excitement about their upcoming trip. However, some point to Brian's grief over his mother's death as a potential motive for wanting to start fresh. Many believe Brian may have been the victim of foul play, possibly abducted or killed after leaving the bar through an unmonitored exit. However, this theory is complicated by the lack of evidence and the inability to confirm he ever left the bar. Clint Florence's refusal to take a polygraph test has fueled speculation that he knows more than he has revealed. Police have not named him as a suspect, and his lawyer maintains that polygraphs are unreliable, but the lack of cooperation has left lingering doubts. Some armchair detectives have linked Brian's case to the smiley face killer theory, which suggests that a network of serial killers is responsible for the deaths and disappearances of young men in the Midwest. However, this theory is widely disputed by law enforcement. Brian's father, Randy Shaffer, became the most vocal advocate for keeping the case alive. He tirelessly searched for his son, distributing flyers, offering rewards, and speaking to the media. Tragically, Randy died in 2008 when a tree fell on him during a storm. Many were heartbroken that he passed away without knowing what happened to Brian. In 2020, nearly 14 years after Brian's disappearance, a photograph surfaced on a Colombian website showing a man who bore a striking resemblance to Brian. The image prompted renewed interest in the case, but authorities could not verify its authenticity. Brian's family ultimately dismissed the photo as a false lead. Brian Shaffer's disappearance remains one of the most perplexing unsolved cases in the United States. He vanished in one of the most public and monitored settings imaginable, leaving behind no clues, no witnesses, and no answers. His family, friends, and countless online sleuths continue to hope that one day the mystery will be solved. To this day, the case serves as a chilling reminder of how someone can disappear without a trace, even in the age of surveillance. This is the Vault of Horrors. Thanks for watching.